I work predominantly with entrepreneurs, and I always tell entrepreneurs that there is no one more valuable in their businesses than them. And so they should take the highest care of themselves. And that is so true of coaches, that ultimately speaking, your capacity to help others is a reflection of your capacity to work with yourself. And for us to learn to work with ourselves, we need to learn to almost consciously observe ourselves, to notice our patterns, to learn from our experiences, and refine accordingly. If we have this philosophy for life, where we are able to just observe ourselves and learn from our experiences and refine accordingly, for however bad things might be at a certain point, ultimately speaking, if we keep experiencing, learning, and refining, success just becomes an inevitability. And I really wish that for you. I really wish that for whatever you're going through, you can observe it, you can notice what's working for you, you can notice what's not, you can see the areas to learn from, the areas to refine, and how you can grow through whatever unfolds. It's with this attitude that whatever challenges come your way, you triumph through them. It's with this attitude that actually when things get really, really tough, you have a cheeky little smile that comes to your face because you know you're going to learn. You know you're going to grow from it. And you know, ultimately speaking, whatever situation is unfolding is going to come to stand to you. And for us as coaches, yeah, we need to be our highest priority. We need to learn and grow and prosper. And for whatever learnings we experience, we ultimately get to share them with others. It is so nice to have a career the likes of which we do, where it essentially encourages us to deep dive into our own personal development and our wellness, and to learn the tools that really work for us. And we get to capitalize off them. We get to share them with others and do really well. I think that's so nice when you think of other careers. You end up learning about completely random stuff that isn't in any way applicable to your lives. No, as coaches, we get to put our lives, our personal development, our growth at the forefront of our careers. And the more we dive into our lives, the more, ultimately speaking, we can help others. How exciting. I actually, like, as a bit of an insight into me, I very purposefully re-engineered my career when I recognized this. I've had a number of businesses, but the one prior to dedicating myself into coaching was social media. I had a social media agency. I had one of the first in Europe, and it did really well. But I just remember being so bored of learning about social media, and being like an expert in social media, but not perhaps being an expert in my own personal wellness or my own personal well-being. And I remember thinking to myself, like, what could I do that would allow me wholly and totally commit myself to my own personal development and growth? And what could I do whereby that would, ultimately speaking, stand to me and help me be better at whatever it is that I do? And I zoned in on coaching, and I went, excellent. And so credit to you, like, for being in this path. I think there is, I just think it's such a no-brainer. I love the path of coaching. I love the way our careers lean us into our personal development and growth. So, with that said, I really want to talk to you about having a more conscious approach. And I would say that as, and kind of the thought that's coming up for me is like an observational perspective on your life, where you can observe how you show up, how you react in certain situations. You can observe the patterns that serve you. You can observe the ones that don't. And from that observational perspective, you can refine for going forward. And And with this approach, what's so nice is that, yeah, you are your own coach, and your library of life experiences becomes your playbook, and your workbook for going forward. Um, if you sit with yourself right now and you close your eyes, take a slow breath in, take a slow breath out, to just bring a bit of calm and groundedness. And think about something in your life, some problem, some situation. Could be a little tiff that's come up. Could be a little challenge that you're going through, whatever it might be. Hold that thought. And now reflect back on your life and see where this situation has presented itself before. And perhaps before that. Look back at how you reacted, how you navigated through that time. Look at how you navigated and how that served you. Did it serve you well? Did it perhaps not serve you well? We have such a vast resource of experience in our lives that we get to reflect back upon and take learnings from and apply those learnings to our present and to our future. But oftentimes we can unfortunately be just so caught up day to day that we don't get to tune into that deep inner wisdom. And for me, when I talk about conscious living, there are a couple of principles. First and foremost is we need to slow down. We can't pull on our full capacity when we are reactively living. What we want to get ourselves into is a capacity whereby we are proactively living. So what does that look like? For most, unfortunately, they might find themselves sleeping in a little bit in the morning, clicking snooze. And so they roll out of bed a little bit late, and they kind of have to rush through their morning routine, grab whatever breakfast they can. And they're looking at their phone, and there's messages, and there's friends they need to catch up with, and work obligations. And they literally find themselves chasing their day, bouncing from one thing to the next, being a little bit late, and constantly feeling like they're only catching up with themselves. In that circumstance, you're goosed, and you're really not going to play to your strengths. Whereas what I wish for you is that perhaps before you go to bed, you lay out your clothes for the next day. You might take a moment to journal and plan out your day ahead. You might wake up before your alarm. You might sit and meditate. You might take a moment to journal and again refine your plans for the day. You then get up, wear your clothes that you've already planned, you eat your breakfast that you've already planned, and you go about your morning routine that's already planned and refined. Whatever commitments you've made for yourself during the day are thought out, they're impacting, they're not wasteful, they're serving you. And it's in this approach that we almost become superhuman.